Deja vu all over again for the Dallas Mavericks. It was good, it was bad, it was ugly, it was all of that and more. And we're going to break it all down right now on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. This is the DLLS Mavs postgame show powered by Game Time and Michelob Ultra. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. And Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of the NBA. I'm going to have to enjoy one after the game that we just witnessed and another difficult fourth quarter.
You can't have one while we're on the show?
Oh, I might have 6 while we're on the show. We got a lot no, my name is Bobby Carello. Joining me, we got Ron Harad Jr. Ron, what's up?
How you doing, everybody?
And over there, we got the legend himself, Marc Stein.
Hi, guys.
No chords tonight?
Not yet.
Not yet? Let's go. Let's go. Kevin Gray, after watching Simone Fontecchio break 14 three-pointers in a row, was like, you know what? I've had enough. I got to get out of here. We got Tanner on the ones and twos. Tanner, how are you?
Hello. I would be doing better if the Mavs had pulled that out. Made a three-pointer at the end of the game, but, you know.
Had a couple chances to win. Chances to win.
Yeah.
It is a 106-102 final score in Miami. The Heat topple the Mavericks in a game that, frankly, could have been, for how ugly it started, it could have been a lot worse. But the final few minutes, I think, were very entertaining and give us a lot to talk about over the course of the next hour or so. So buckle up, strap yourselves in, and let's talk some basketball. Before we break down, I want to start at the final minute, at the very end of the game. But before we do that, Ron, just wanted to get your overall takeaway, just one big thing from tonight.
Well, one I thought was very interesting to see kind of D'Angelo Russell just fall out of the lineup. I mean, D'Lo, I'm looking at talk. Oh, he played 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes in the game. This is a guy that was like starting games for the Mavericks, was it 2.5, 3 weeks ago at this point, and now in a game against Miami Heat where you need a little bit of scoring, you need a little bit of shooting, Jason Kidd decided he didn't want to go to D'Angelo Russell while even the starting point guard Brandon Williams only went 4 of 13. It just shows Jason Kidd is doing whatever he can to try to produce offense. And when the team's defense, who the Miami Heat did shoot pretty bad in this game, but you know when players are getting blown by and is consistently, you know, some of the players, Jason Kidd's going to bench some of those guys to get some players in there, like even like Caleb Martin, we saw multiple times tonight. Kidd called on him to defend certain players. So Kidd is going to go to defense if players are just getting blown by.
Want to know what that means? The coach has a lot of power and isn't afraid to wield it. Marc Stein, what is your big takeaway?
My takeaway is I don't have the math skills to know how hard it is to imagine that out of the first 19 games, 15 of them have been clutch games. I don't know what the odds would have been on that. Mavs are now 4-11 in clutch games. And if 15 of your first 19 games are clutch games, shouldn't you be getting better in those situations? And that's, I think, what has to be so frustrating about tonight. The Mavs play super hard like they always do and give themselves a chance to win against a team that has been scoring points for fun. The defense obviously gave them a chance, but then just late, it's not just the fact that stuff didn't work, but just they all seem so indecisive and just bad choice after bad choice after bad choice in crunch time. And so I anticipate that our friends watching tonight are going to be very, very frustrated.
It was a frustrating finale. It was a frustrating fourth quarter, even though I feel like the beginning was good. The beginning was good. We got some really good Ryan Nembhard minutes, and we're going to talk about him a lot in the next segment and some of the other guys that stood out tonight. But it really does feel like a lot of the chatters have it right. You know, Johnny said we've watched the same game over and over again, and then Jim chimes in with just and over. It really is almost the same game every night, Mark. To your point, 15 clutch games in the first 19
How is that
of the
possible?
season.
Like, seriously,
I don't know if that's ever been done before.
Yeah, it's like, and that, I don't know how you look it up. I don't know how you calculate how unlikely it is, but clutch games are supposed to leave you with the feeling that maybe we're better than our record says. Maybe this team is closer to being good than it would appear. But yeah, that last comment that says, quote, "We don't have a closer." I mean,
It's true.
it's
been Coop at times. Tonight, PJ Washington was like, "Oh, did
Give me
someone
the
say my
ball."
name? It's time to step up."
all the threes are just hurried. They're not good looks.
Not
It's
good
just-
looks.
It's just like, man.
I mean, the PJ 3 was contested as crap. I mean, I think it was it Tyler Hero that
Which
was under
one?
him? Well, the last real attempt the Mavs had to either tie or win the game was the PJ Washington 3, and it was, I mean, he basically had to shoot over a player. I mean, he could have made it, sure, but it wasn't the best look.
And I'm, team tank. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I agree. Like we've been talking about this for seemingly weeks now.
Yeah.
The record is such, you're not digging out of this hole. There's not going to be a surge into the playoffs. And because of the draft pick situation, finishing in the lottery is the best thing overall for the future of this franchise. I don't think there's any question about that. I think we can safely make that declaration before we get to the 20th game of the season. But you can't just keep ending up in these close games and just lose every time and slink away depressed. Like, the season's too long. Like, you want to win some of these when you have the chance, just because morale does matter. I mean, again, 19 games into an 82-game season, and it's just like, how many of these just gut-wrenching losses has Bobby Carella already had to stomach?
Oh, it's been tough, but yeah,
The look
like
on your face is just.
I told KG the other night. I think
agonizing.
it was the last game. Tanner, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were kind of going back and forth. Maybe it was the night the Mavs won. So that was 3 nights ago or whenever. And what I said was, even the worst teams are going to win 15 or 20 times. So like, you are gonna win. It does kind of feel good to win some of the games that you feel like you should win or that you could have won, even if ultimately in the end it is what's best. But let's go to the final minute. So
Yeah.
I took some notes of what happened.
You're
All
actually
right.
going to read them aloud?
No, I'm just gonna run through the sequence of events. Let it be known, PJ Washington, I love you, buddy. You're one of my favorite Mavs on the team right now. You are climbing higher atop my favorite Mavs of all time list, but your name pops up in this quite a bit. Okay. Mavs are running a sideline out of bounds play. PJ is the trigger man, which maybe should have been Najee making that decision, but that's fine. PJ inbounds the ball, makes the decision. I'm going to try and throw it over Bam Adebayo to Ryan Nembhard. Bam Adebayo is about a foot taller than Ryan Nembhard. And so if anything, you want to go under, but he tries to throw it over. Very difficult angle pass, as if I was passing to Marc Stein, but Ron, you're Bam Adebayo in between me, PJ, and you, Ryan. It's a turnover, and that was not great. Mavs get the ball back, and they have a chance to go 2 for 1, but this is a situation, again, they're out of timeouts, and there's a lot of inexperienced players on the floor. I think Nembhard might have been in the game for the Mavs. I'm not too sure, but they had a chance to go 2 for 1, and they didn't. The possession bled over that 33 to 35 second mark, where whether you're winning or losing, it's kind of good to just take the shot because you get an extra possession. PJ breaks a 3 from the corner, though, with about, 27, 28 seconds left in the game. Kind of an awkward time to take the shot. He'd get the rebound. Mavs have to foul. And then Miami inexplicably turns it over on an inbound pass. And Coop comes away with it. But the Mavs, again, they don't have a timeout, and they made an offense-defense sub. And so Caleb Martin is in the game. Coop comes away with this ball and gives it to Caleb, who is essentially the point guard. Nembhard's not in there for the defensive possession. And you can't stop the clock at this point. So the clock is ticking. There's 10, 15 seconds left in this game, and it's Caleb Martin with the ball. No. So Coop is like, all right, give it here. Hey, I'm open. Coop takes it at the top of the key, and for a moment, he had some daylight if he wanted to take the 3. If he wanted to take that go-ahead shot, he had the chance. He passed up the look, swung it over to PJ, who I think maybe thought he had a moment. I want to say it was Pelle Larson that closed out on him.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was someone like a bat out of hell. And that was a great closeout. And PJ put all of his might into that shot, but missed it. And that was the game. The Mavs had a chance to go ahead, and the Heat ended up closing out, winning by 4. So, I mean, they had chances. That's 3 different possessions where they could have made something happen, but they just fell apart.
I mean, they had even more. I mean, I wrote down, Cooper Flagg stole the ball and stepped out of bounds. That I think would have tied the game.
That was tough. Max did the same thing.
Then Max stepped out of bounds on his shot. Again, I think that would have tied the game. And then the PJ, again, passed the corner of Ryan Nembhard. There was also 3 turnovers. We didn't even talk about the turnovers late in the game. And he actually did good after the first quarter. I forget what the broadcast. I think at that time maybe they only had 2 turnovers since the first quarter or something like that by that point. But besides even the bad shot selection, not really be able to get open looks, they also turned the ball over. But somehow the Miami Heat, again, who just didn't shoot well from the field, they also turned the ball over. And then, I see a lot of people are saying Caleb Martin was playing 0.5 point center. And to be fair, everyone, he's not in there actually physically playing center. He's in there as a switchable player on defense, similar to actually, funny enough, how Bam Adebayo is actually used with the Miami Heat. He's a lot of times he's not in a traditional rim protecting role. It's just if they're going to switch me in action, I'm comfortable with Caleb Martin being the guy that's switched into the action. Now, as Bobby said on the last possession, now he's on the court in offense. We got a little nervous. We said, okay, now he has to be basically a point guard because he's not a shooter. And if he's not on the ball, then I'm just going to double whoever's
but it's
on
also,
Caleb.
Someone's got to do something, and he has experience. So it's man, good on him for knowing I got to get the ball at the floor, because we can't stop.
And he passed the rock.
You saw everyone else kind of looking around what do we do? What do we do? It's you don't have any timeouts. You got to go. Mark, did you want Coop to take that shot or does it matter? Yeah,
It matters.
Yeah.
By this point, I have adopted a Coop is everything stance about this season. So in those situations, I want him to go through it because even if it doesn't work, there's something is gained by just him being in that position. I always go back to, I covered when Finley, I got here 2 months after the Mavs acquired Finley, and then I got here, 4 or 5 months after that. But after that trade deadline, they traded away Mashburn, they traded away Jackson. Then for the next year plus, maybe even longer, Don Nelson was just we are force-feeding Finley in every situation. We are going to make a franchise player out of this guy. And it was a big part of his development to becoming an all-star player that, they just went to Finley as often as they could because Don Nelson was trying to just put him in all those situations. So, yeah, I'm already ready for live or die with Coop in that situation.
It's I love Nembhard handling the ball. And we're going to talk about him in the next segment and a couple other bright spots. But what is this just going to be every Mavs game? I remember there was one year, it was 2017-18, I want to say. The Mavs won 24 games that year. It might have been the year before when they won 33. But the Mavs played a ton of clutch games. I think it was 50 plus, despite losing almost all of them. But that's because Rick Carlisle knows what he's doing. All right, he's able to coach a great game. They had good vets off the bench, and then whenever it came time to win the game, the Mavs were yeah, we don't want to do that because there's this Luka guy in the draft that we want. Now, I'm not sure that we can ascribe that philosophy to J. Kidd. I think J. Kidd is trying to maximize this roster. I think he's getting a lot out of some guys on this team. I'm not sure the Mavs are in strategic lose mode yet. So are we just going to?
No, that's the thing. I think they're in a position like this, and they're just they want to get the win. They want to steal one in Miami before a tough back-to-back in LA, and have some good vibes to take into the Thanksgiving holiday. So they got themselves back in the game, and they definitely wanted to win this one. They're not thinking like us about
no, the players
draft
aren't.
Positioning at this point.
Even though it was nice at the end of the game, it was Nembhard, it was Coop, it was Max Christie, PJ,
some young legs,
kind of the future core maybe.
But Nembhard's playing because he's dribbling and passing, and running an offense
without turning it over.
And I know we'll talk about that next.
No, actually, let's
go ahead.
Let's get to that. Or do you have a final thought?
I was going to say it's just the turnovers and the inability to get into shots, but they don't have to tank everybody because they're just not that good right now. They actually can legit play their best game and still not win games, which in some ways is good because they don't quote unquote have to tank. They can just be themselves.
Even though I'm at peace with that, it still sucks to just say it out loud. They're just not good. They're not good right now. They cannot figure out how to win a game. And they got to figure it out. They just have to figure it out. If not now, then next year. All right, coming up next, Ryan Nembhard. Hey, that guy's a pretty good player, but what does it mean for D'Lo? What does it mean for Brandon Williams? Anything? A whole lot? We'll talk about that next. But first, beef prices are on the rise, and every time I go to the grocery store, I'm spending more and more freaking money on. It's like cheaper to eat out than it is to cook at home,
right?
Which is unbelievable. But not if you shop with our friends at Wild Fork Foods and Seafood Market. They have more than 700 items, including 500 at under $10 per pound. They have over 250 cuts of beef, poultry, seafood, pork, and even exotics like ostrich, rabbit, alligator, bison, and more. I personally do not know what I'm doing in the kitchen. I am a failed chef. I'm frightened by this stuff and intimidated, but they have a lot of friendly experts on site that are going to give you very detailed and simple instructions on how to prepare all this stuff. Also, they blast freeze everything. You are the first person that is going to thaw this stuff. You don't got to worry about any sort of weird funkiness. It's not going to go bad. Grocery stores are upcharging all their stuff because they throw away a bunch of their product. No, Wild Fork is going to, everything that they get in store, they're going to sell, and everything that you buy, you'll be the first person to thaw it. Their organic grass-fed beef, 85% per pound, is $5.60 each when you buy two. That is about the best I've seen out there. You've got to try them out at one of their 9 area DFW locations. Learn more at wildforkfoods.com.
And you're starting to get cold, everybody. That breeze is starting to blow in. If you feel like, hey, my house isn't getting as hot as I thought, think about it might be your roof. Let's talk about Qualys Roofing. So with over 700 5-star reviews and average rating of 4.9, Qualys Roofing is one of the most trusted names in roofing across North Texas and Austin. Whether it's your home or your business, Qualys Roofing has you covered, literally. They specialize in both residential and commercial roofing projects. Again, get that roof right, everybody. Without that roof, you do not have a foundation. And they're based right here in North Texas. Qualys isn't some storm-chasing, fly-by-the-night crew. They're local, experienced, and committed to doing things the right way. Call or go online to schedule your free roof inspection, and don't forget to ask about your free grill. Visit QualisGC.com or just search Qualys Roofing and Construction. That's QUALIS, or call 817-500-9008 and get started today.
Also, shout out to diehards Matthew, Elizabeth, and Steve for picking up some gear, taking advantage of the early access to our Black Friday sale. Diehards get 30% off everything and up to 90% off stuff right now. The rest of the Gen Pop will get access to this stuff starting on Thursday. Black Friday for us starts on Thursday because the Cowboys play on Thanksgiving Day. All right, it's a 106-102 Heat win over the Dallas Mavericks. Another tough one. But it was not a tough night for Ryan Nembhard, who was a DNP in the first half. It's been a while since we've seen him. He's been out with an injury. But D'Angelo Russell, in 9 minutes and 46 seconds first half action, goes 0 for 3 from the floor with 2 turnovers and 2 assists. He was -5, and he did not play in the second half. Ryan Nembhard got the call, and in the second half alone, he played more than 16 minutes, had 2 points on 1 of 7 shooting. Granted, it's the first time he shot a basketball in a while.
Oh, wow.
8 assists, no turnovers, +9. Ran a professional caliber offense, gosh dang it. And there were some pretty good results. I thought Nembhard was really good tonight.
You're biased.
I am very biased, but I acknowledge it. I am a Ryan Nembhard stan.
I mean, he's a true point guard. I mean, look, Ryan Nembhard, again, he hasn't played in the game since the Washington road game. And again, so he's 1 for 7. He hasn't shot a basketball in the game since then. But 8 assists in 16 minutes? I mean, it's not like he's playing with the Monstars out there. I mean, he get 8 assists. A lot of them were good reads. He had 1 read. He's running out, I think it was the right side of the court. He collapses the defense. Kel'el Ware collapses into the paint. He throws it to the corner. I think P.J. Washington made the 3-point shot in the left corner. And I was like, wow, Bobby, that was a cool pass. Bobby was like, yeah. I mean, it was open. And I was like, you know what? I kind of forgot this kind of happens with
he
point
dribbles
guard.
with his head up. He can see this stuff
I kind of forgot
happening.
That's the thing. So it's I'm not saying that the point guards that they have don't make good passes. They do make good passes. But it was just, it's so easy and consistent for him. It's second nature for a Ryan Nembhard type player. I'm really hoping that he can kind of carve a Tyus Jones type rollout for himself in the NBA. And I think maybe he can.
It's just, Mark, it's just, we watched this offense, and in the first half, the offense it really made me sad. All right. It is sometimes a chore to watch the Mavs with the ball. It's easy to almost forget that, like, whenever you put a guy out there that can see the floor, that can anticipate this stuff, that has the IQ, that has the vision, that has the desire and willingness and ability to pass, all of a sudden the offense does look and function way better.
Yeah, and look, I think the fact that Jason Kidd went with him so much, we saw him, basically the whole fourth quarter. That tells you that
11 minutes and 23 seconds of the fourth quarter. Brandon Williams and D'Lo played 0 minutes in the fourth quarter combined. 0.00.
Yeah, the D'Lo part, not surprising. The Brandon Williams part, very surprising when he's your starter and you go with a two-way player in the whole fourth quarter. But that's your proof that, that it did function a lot better and look a lot better, because obviously there are challenges for the defense when you play Nembhard, but the pluses definitely outweighed the minuses tonight for sure. There was no doubt about it. Even though he's only credited with 7 assists, missed 6 of his seven shots from the floor, but they flat out got better looks with him out there until the end.
Significantly better looks. And now, I agree with you on the minus on defense, but he came up with a big stop on Davion Mitchell. It forced Davion Mitchell to travel.
It's fun.
Because Nembhard didn't budge. To our kind of all of our collective point about him looking to make plays for other guys, this season, not including tonight's game, Nembhard has passed on more than 53% of his drives.
Oh, wow.
Brandon Williams has passed on 44% of his drives. D'Lo has passed on 29% of his drives. So when D'Lo's...
Okay.
And that's not a good or bad thing. It's just when D'Lo drives, he's looking to score. And I think that's fine, because they need someone that's willing to take the shot. Like, that does matter. But whenever you, as the point guard, whether you're D'Lo, Brandon Williams, or Nembhard, generally you're kind of the only guy on there that can pass anyway. No one else can. So, it's this tough balancing act of when do I look to get mine versus when do I try and keep things moving. Was this, in your opinion, Ron, let's start with you. Is this like a tide turning? Are we going to see Nembhard start against the Lakers? Is this just like a one-time thing? D'Lo's still going to get the first call on Friday.
That's a tough first start. You get Luka and you get Austin Reeves. He's going to have to guard. Mark talked about the defense.
I think Brandon Williams will remain the starter.
Yeah, I think
so?
B will at least, again, start the game. We'll see,
also a
adjustments.
For B. Will played his high school ball in L.A.
I know he's from L.A.
And here's the tough thing. Look, the one thing you can say is when we go back to the summer, Chris Paul, he basically announced that this for sure will be his last season. He has struggled to make any impact with the Clippers.
Yeah,
so I'll put my hand up. That was the guy that I thought would be the best conceivable difference maker in the summer. It turned out Chris Paul didn't want to come to Dallas, wasn't really an option. Russell Westbrook has ended up going to Sacramento, and he's made a bigger difference really than any point guard in this category. I don't know that the Mavs had I don't know that they had any shot at him. They when they couldn't get Chris Paul, they zeroed in on D'Lo. And I think we can say to this point, almost 20 games in, it does not seem to be working.
What is it's not that much of a risk because he's only making $5.5-ish million. He's got a player option for next year at about the same rate, maybe a little more than that. But how does this end? Like, is D'Lo, this is Recky Specky. Let me preface all of this. Marc Stein, I don't know, maybe you have sources on this or whatever, but like, is D'Lo gonna continue being on this team? Is he gonna continue playing minutes? Like, there have been moments where he's been good. There's been moments where he's clearly been the best guard on the team. There's also been moments where Ryan Nembhard is deservedly playing minutes over him in high leverage moments.
Well, the contract you just laid out, I don't think he's going anywhere. Like, he's got a player option for next season. Like you said, does something materialize at the deadline where his salary gets thrown into it for some reason? I suppose that's conceivable, but there's not just going to be like some parting with a player who has more than 1 year left on his deal. I mean,
You think he accepts that $6 million?
Right now, yes.
yeah, because
I mean, how much is the minimum in the NBA? 3?
Yeah, 3.
yeah.
Well, for
So
his
he's like $3 million
3.3,
above the minimum. He can't get
Yeah.
more than that.
No,
no,
couldn't get more than that this summer.
that's the whole thing. I mean, and look,
He's played worse.
if we want to second guess, they definitely, the way Russ has been the one bright spot in Sacramento. That's who they should have gone after.
Yeah.
If you're putting
Speaking
on,
Bobby's language now.
Yeah.
if you want to apply hindsight,
Let's see what Russ
but
signed for.
I don't foresee, like I said, with his contract, he's not going to be like asking to go because
And Westbrook signed a 1 year, $3.6 million
Yeah,
deal.
the
by the
minimum.
way.
I mean he took the minimum. D'Lo,
minimum. Yeah.
D'Lo had the ability. Remember, they talked Kyrie Irving into taking
A pay cut.
just
To
enough of not a pay cut, but they convinced Kyrie to take a number that in his contract extension that gave them just enough wiggle room to offer the taxpayer mid-level to D'Lo. And yeah,
They could have donated that money to charity. They could have done so many different things with it. All right, let's wash that taste out of our mouth for the next 3 minutes of this segment. We're going to talk about Max Christie. Ron, I think Max Christie's like a good player. I think it's just kind of, and this is not cope. All right, there's a lot of bad stuff to talk about, but Max Christie has been a pretty consistent bright spot this entire season, but especially lately.
Max Christie is a good player that basically every team in the NBA is probably going to make calls for. I'm going to be honest. I mean, every team in the NBA is like, we're 6'6", and they got away from a championship. Like almost every team kind of feels like they need that guy. Like he is like the perfect player on championship team that puts you over kind of the window. Like, oh, we have all these good offensive players. We need maybe just one more defensive stopper. It's not a liability on offense. Max Christie. Like he's not a lockdown defender, but he's a plus defender. And in playoff games, Max Christie can be on the floor with the closing five. So he's going to be a player that people are, I'm pretty sure, are going to be calling about. He's just it's such a valuable skill set and role that so many people are looking for. And luckily the Mavericks, they do have kind of his skill set, and he does pair really, really well with a Cooper Flagg who's, struggling to make some three-pointers right now.
It looks like he's gaining a lot more confidence too. Like it looks like he wants to do more than just be a 3-point shooter.
I mean,
he's
a lot of
putting the ball on the floor.
tonight.
He's trying to make passes. He's
Yeah.
keeping it moving. He wants the ball. Like it looks like he's really feeling good.
Somebody said
Stipes
he's a turnover
says
machine.
Turnover machine. I mean,
he's
I don't
half
disagree,
court.
but so is PJ and so is Coop, frankly. And I mean, this whole team has the itis right now. I think the thing that I'll accept, like PJ's turnovers in particular are frustrating, but like PJ and Max turn the ball over when they're trying to do something.
Yeah,
And
they're not passers.
I can respect that. They're trying to get somewhere. It's not like they're just making some ridiculous pass or Coop's been getting stripped and poked from behind a lot and stuff. That's
and they're
gonna
like
happen.
trying stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're not
But they have
the
to. They don't have a
30-plus-year-old
choice.
point guard that's always been a point guard his whole life. They are players that are just starting to do point guard-like stuff. Cooper Flagg, again, his first year in the NBA, he's 18. Max Christie's under 25. I think PJ's 27. PJ, in his other roles, never really had the ball. In Charlotte, he was not a ball handler. They had LaMelo Ball and other players like him that would do a lot of ball handling duties. Like this is kind of one of the first years he's kind of been like, hey, roll the ball out to you, bro. And he can do some of that
and
point guard
ailing
stuff.
Kevin Gray is still tweeting.
Is
Oh
he?
my God.
He's posting?
He's still upset. He's still upset. at this.
KG. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Clutch
Or-
games this season. The Los Angeles Lakers, who may or may not be the next team on the Mavericks schedule, 6-0 in clutch games this season.
Oof.
I wonder why. Number 30 in
Clutch
clutch
players.
games this season. The Dallas Mavericks.
Well, the Mavs have played, I will say, the Mavs have played the most, but they do not have the worst win percentage. They have the most losses, but the Hornets are defeated in clutch games.
Wait, so you're saying that the player that the Mavs fans would like the Mavs to trade for, his team has an even worse clutch record percentage?
LaMelo?
I'm just, we don't have to say any names. I'm just.
Yeah, the player that they did trade is on a team that's undefeated, which is, I think that's pretty cool, actually. I think that's super good. And that definitely would not have any impact on the team right now. All right, coming up next, the guy that they traded Luka for, Anthony Davis, might actually be playing soon or practicing soon, or maybe he'll get traded soon. I have no idea, but I'm going to ask that guy to tell me what's going to happen, so don't go anywhere. But first, prize picks tonight. Look, I did pretty well with my prediction, except for Cooper Flagg. You're not going to catch me saying bad things about Coop. Normally, if it's like one of the opponents that lets me down, I'm going to tell you, you should be in the G League, you should be playing overseas, you should retire from basketball and actually come on this podcast and defend your honor against me. But hey, Coop had an off night, and that's okay because he's adorable. He's 18. What is he going to do? On Prize Picks, you pick between 2 and 6 players every single night, whether they're going to record more or less than their projected stats. That could be points, rebounds, assists, all 3, blocks, steals, threes, fantasy points, anything. And it's not just for basketball. You can play football, you can play hockey, baseball, any of that stuff. It's all great and it is all fun. They also offer stacks, so if you're like, okay, I think Coop's going to score a lot and get a lot of assists, well, you can take more than on both, which is really cool. It's the only platform that allows you to do that. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DLLS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right.
All right, everybody, let me sit up. The Dallas Cowboys, everybody, legit won a game yesterday, Bobby Carella.
They did.
The Dallas Cowboys won. I'm thinking, I was at the Saints game yesterday. They lost, wasn't great. But I'm thinking it's time for your boy maybe to make his way to AT&T Stadium. And who can I do that with? I can do that with Game Time. So the Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experience in a few taps. And who wouldn't like an easier way to get to a Dallas Cowboys game? Maybe, just maybe, I'll see that team at AT&T Stadium for a playoff game. You never know. You never know. So take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DLLS for $20 off. Tap ticket, go, download the Game Time app today.
What time is it? Game time? 106-102 Heat win. PJ Washington leads the Mavs with 27 points. Tyler Hero makes a season debut. Yeah, the Mavs are that team now.
They're that team.
He had 24 points, and he looked really good. It did not look like
very rusty. 12 for 18 from the field.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Didn't make a 3. I guess that was a win, I guess.
Neither did anyone else on the Heat.
Yeah, true.
The Mavs lost a game in which their opponent shot 5 of 27 from 3. That is not ideal. And they missed 7 free throws too. But you know what? None of that matters. All that matters is the health of Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie Irving's timetable is still non-existent, according to Mavs head coach Jason Kidd. But Marc Stein, it's time to dial it up because J. Kidd did have something to say about a timetable, we think, for Anthony Davis. So what the heck is going on?
Yeah, so first of all, the interesting thing here was the Mavericks listed Anthony Davis as doubtful for this Miami game. They upgraded him to doubtful and then ended up downgrading him back to out. So this is the 14th game that Anthony Davis has missed. We have not seen him play since late October against Bobby's Indiana Pacers and Coach Rick Carlisle.
That's right.
But Jason Kidd, before the game, speaking to the media, said that he anticipates Anthony Davis back on the practice floor this week. Mavericks, I believe, are flying home as we speak. They are scheduled to be off Tuesday. They are scheduled to practice Wednesday. They'll get to spend some of Thanksgiving at home before flying to Los Angeles. This is the quote from Jason Kidd pregame about Anthony Davis. He continues to get better. He's working to get back. We anticipate him at practice this week. I think anytime with a calf strain, you have to be cautious, but he's worked extremely hard. The next step is practice on Wednesday, and we'll see what happens after that.
Okay, very obvious first question. Is the fact that they are playing the LA Lakers on Friday a factor in this equation at all?
Recky Specky.
That's not Recky. That is justifiable speculation.
I really hope not. That's my best answer. I hope not. I mean, he should play when he's ready to play, not who the opponent is.
Mm-hmm.
And
it has been about a month since the injury, though, right?
yeah, I mean, he's been, again, he's missed 14 games. He's been out. He will have missed basically the whole month of November unless he comes back. There's 2 more games left in November. So if he, does he play in one of those 2 in LA, or does he wait till December? But obviously he's going to give it a go in practice Wednesday. They're going to have a real practice, and he will apparently be a participant. That's why, like, when I saw doubtful yesterday, it was like, how can he be doubtful? He hasn't done anything yet in terms of 5-on-5. So he's going to practice. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, just to go back what Mark said, when I saw he was upgraded, I wasn't really sure, like, what did that mean? Like, does that mean he's getting close? Because at one point he was questionable, like, weeks ago, of course. But when they upgraded him to doubtful, I'm like, okay, has there been just some improvement? Like, okay, he won't play, but he's getting closer and closer. Maybe that was an indication of, future, and maybe the next week or maybe the next 2 weeks. We'll kind of have to wait and see on kind of how he develops, especially once he plays his first practice. But that was an interesting tidbit today, is to kind of see what exactly that means, trying to decipher that. But again, Anthony Davis has been out, like Mark said, over 14 games now in a row.
October 29th is the last time we saw him.
So October 29th.
First 6+ minutes. And even that one was
6 great
rough.
minutes, though, man. It was 6 great
even that
minutes.
Was like, remember, all of a sudden, without warning, he showed up on the injury report with bilateral Achilles tendinopathy, which basically means both of your Achilles are sore.
Yeah.
But he was listed as probable. Played in that Indiana game, and inside 7 minutes, he was on the bench. And
frankly, it's probably a good thing that it was only 7 minutes and not 27 minutes, because
but even more sore.
We've seen some really, really, really bad things happen to guys that push it with that kind of injury. Man, I don't know. I mean, you've reported many times. I know we've talked about trading AD 100 times, so we don't need to get back into this at this exact moment. But it is kind of key. There's so many Mavs fans in the chat right now, and also every single day, that are talking about this and saying they need to do it, they have to do it. This is something that's good for the future of the team, but he's got to play in order to do it.
There is no market for him right now.
No.
The trade that landed him here is already, the most controversial trade in NBA history, and there's a lot worse things we can say about it. Like, if the Mavericks are going to turn around and make him available, you're not going to get anything close to what you gave up, because there's no such thing as anything close to Luka Doncic. But if you are going to make Anthony Davis available and try to trade him, you need to get some semblance of a strong return. And when he is only, again, I think if my math is correct, he has now only played in 14 of 51 regular season games that he's been a Maverick. And when those are the numbers, when that's the math, you're not going to get anything close to the kind of offer that you would be hoping for. So he's got to get out there and play and have some sustained productivity and some sustained availability. And until that happens, it's kind of foolish to me to even think about trade talk, because you're not going to no one in the chat is going to like the offers that come in.
No
one.
Or the trade they actually make.
Yeah.
Probably no one's going to like that either.
It's not going to be. My thing with AD trade, like we said a bunch of times, he's going to have to play some games. But I'm going to be honest, everybody. I think there's some teams that are hoping that he maybe doesn't look amazing, because that, like you said, that price is not going to be high. And if he comes on your team, and if he is healthy, and if he's healthy and like happy, especially in the Eastern Conference, Anthony Davis can swing a team to a deep playoff run. If you're a team that's close and you can get him happy and healthy on a run, now it might be like Joel Embiid, where maybe we never see Anthony Davis again healthy for a playoff run. But I'm just saying, if a team that's close in the East specifically wants to really push it, he can really flip the odds in the East. It's not that far of a jump.
I respect what you just did there. Go ahead and circulate that clip to every single general manager east of the Mississippi River.
Let's clip that, Tanner.
Thank you very much. This is a question for the table. All right, Tanner, feel free to weigh in on this one if you know more than I do. What is happening with Dereck Lively? Why is he not playing basketball right now?
It was right. I think it wasn't a right knee. It was right foot today. Which to my knowledge, he has not been listed with a foot injury prior to this.
You are really
I can remember
making me angry right now, Ron, because I don't want to hear about another foot injury with this guy. I don't want to hear about it. You should have said no comment.
And in foot injuries for 7-footers are just historically a very scary, proposition. You have to hope for. I mean, Lively is trying to go out there and give it his all every game, but he just consistently just seems to pick up these injuries that are like derailing a career that you would think has could have really taken off by now.
Mark, do you have any insight on D-Live?
He's just not. He's not healthy. I mean, it's clear.
Yeah,
that he's like. I don't think he's closer to. I mean, if you're asking me who will we see first, I don't know that I have an answer.
Oh,
it's
wow!
It's really frustrating for me. Now I'm not plugged in. I'm not a reporter. I'm barely even part of the media. All right, I literally just work here, and they let me on the show. I feel like I'm kind of walking around in the dark with my eyes closed, and I'm just feeling for walls here. But like, Lively's on a minutes restriction right now. He's not playing back to backs. He's playing like 15-ish minutes in these games, and then he's missing 2 games. Like, why is he playing if he's hurt? Like, why don't they just say, you know what, take 2 months off and be like. What is happening? And that if that's a rhetorical question, that's a rhetorical question. But if playing 15 minutes one time is going to keep him out for the next 2 games, he shouldn't be playing 15 minutes. He shouldn't be playing any minutes. Am I wrong, guys?
No, I mean, that's the thing. He had such a great first season, and he hasn't been able to stay on the court. I mean, I feel like I've written this sentence over and over and over.
Same.
That, Gafford is another player who there is already trade interest in Gafford. There's already external trade interest in Gafford, but when the other guys aren't available and can't get on the floor, you have to make a decision. Like, do you trade the only guy who has been able to play? And that's something the Mavs are going to have to figure out because, again, Anthony Davis has missed all this time and Lively. It just last season was a disaster in terms of injury, and it looks like the same pattern's repeating itself.
Yeah, it already seems like it's worse. No Kyrie, only a couple games of AD, only a handful of games for Dereck Lively. Tanner, we have want to get to the super chat.
Sorry.
I think it's a Stein-related super chat. From Cali Omega 8925 with the $1.99. Oh, not $1.99. With the Euro 99. Shout out. Mark, who disappointed you more, the Mavs or Manchester City?
Well, here's the reality. Man City, I'm an unabashed, irrational, just all consumed fan of. Where the Mavericks, I'm trying to be, I cover them as a journalist, so I mean, right there, that makes it difficult to answer that question. But it's really not that. I mean, the Mavericks this has been a hugely disappointing start. I mean, I think all of us thought, okay, this is going to be a 500 team. Like with all the issues, we knew they didn't have that. We knew shooting and ball creation were going to be huge issues, but like, I thought we were going to be looking at a 500 team, not a team that has struggled the way it has. Again, not a team that could play 15 out of 19 clutch games and lose most of them. So everyone in chat who is disappointed, I totally get it and totally understand.
Well, I want to chime in quickly before we hit this last break. Crystal Palace, unbeaten in their last 4 wins, in course of including another road win at Anfield and Liverpool. Palace currently 5th place in the table. The Eagles are flying high.
Mark is not even looking.
They're flying high.
But I listened to every word. I'm a professional listener.
know.
I heard every word he said.
Sar, Mateta, and of course, Ollie Glasner. They're going to take Palace to the promised land, baby. All right, coming up in the last segment, we're going to touch on any leftover news and notes, observations from the game. Ron, maybe you can empty the notebook or something because we still got some time to kill. Or, hey, load up the chat with some super chats, and we will get to those right after this.
I can find some stats.
Who took under 40 wins in Vegas?
Me.
Wait a minute.
We're going to break right now. But first, hey, I might have taken the Mavs for under 40.5 wins in Vegas. So for me, maybe losses feel like wins. I don't know. I'm coping real hard because, again, this copy in this chat, in this ad from Michelob Ultra, talks about the delicious taste of victory. There's just no such thing. More like the elusive taste of victory. But how about the delicious taste of a Monday night? The delicious taste of a Friday night and a Saturday night and all of the other times the Mavs plays deserve something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra at just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's a superior taste worth playing for, very smooth as well. And that's why Michelob Ultra is the official beer sponsor of the NBA and, of the DLLS Mavs podcast. Again, it's only 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. It's not going to bog you down. It's not going to make you all bloated and miserable and feel gross. No, you're going to feel good. Brand new the next day. Just enjoy responsibly. So no matter what you're playing for, make it superior. It is a superior taste worth playing for. Again, Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of the NBA.
Some of us are so old that when we were kids, there was no such thing as the internet.
What?
There was no such thing as getting assistance from an online platform.
Wow.
Because some of us grew up at a time that we were so young that you couldn't even have dreamed of the internet.
Wow.
As a kid, I thought maybe I'm going to sell baseball cards out of my garage or maybe sell sports equipment out of my garage. Something like Shopify to help me with that wouldn't even have existed. But then if you're like Ron Harrod Jr., the internet did exist in your youth, and you certainly could have benefited from the e-commerce platform that is behind millions of businesses around the world. 10% of all e-commerce in the United States uses Shopify. It even powers the DLS merch
That's right.
extravaganza.
Black Friday sale happening right now.
Lots of shirts for you to choose from. Shopify has you covered with your website creation, product descriptions, email, social media marketing, you name it. They have AI tools to help you maximize sales. If you are ready to sell, you are ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into cha-ching. You're supposed to drop that in, right?
He's got the sound
Shopify
effect.
on your side.
Hey!
Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. Shopify.com/allcity. Sorry that I went a little bit long with that read, Tanner.
No, it's all right. It's quite all right, Mark. It's quite all right. Shout out to more than 300 of you sickos.
That's awesome.
I
watching
love
the
everyone
post-game
that's
show
still
right
here.
now. Look, we are on this is not an ad read. This is me speaking to you, man to chat here.
Man,
We are on a mission to try and make it more fun to be a sports fan. That's like the headline. That's our motto as a company. And DLS Mavs trying to make it more fun to be a Mavs fan. Some of the stuff happening on the court is not fun. Some of the stuff happening off the court, even less so. But it is fun to hang out with each and every one of you in chat every single night and every single freaking day of our lives. So thank you so much for giving us a whole lot to read, a whole lot to react to, and building a community here with us.
You want to hear something amazing?
Yes.
Good.
This is kind of a trivia question. We're not on tomorrow, so there will be no Trivia Tuesday.
That's right.
This is statistical trivia.
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
What can you guys and what can all of you who watch?
The way you say watch was funny.
Sorry. What is everyone in chat, everyone on set, everyone in the room, Tanner included? What do these last 4 games have in common? The Mavs' last 4 games. What beyond the pure results do they have in common?
They all sucked.
A team has not shot 50% from the field.
You guys are not going to believe this. Over the last 4 games, Dallas has made 4 more threes than the Knicks, 9 more threes than the Pelicans, 4 more threes than the Grizz, and tonight, 7 more threes than the Heat.
So they're 4-0.
And they are 1-3.
Ah.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I don't know.
Question.
Ron, you asked me this at one point. I don't want to spill the beans from off mic conversations.
Ooh.
Bye, Tanner.
I'll come back probably.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we have this is our last show before Thanksgiving, so.
Oh
good
yeah,
time.
we'll talk about what we're
we
thankful
could
for.
even
Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time.
This is the last show before Thanksgiving and the last show before the next game against who?
The Lakers. LeBron, and Luka.
LeBron. I love
Ron,
you.
you asked me, why do the Mavs play so many clutch games? And I was like, I don't know. I took a pause. I'm learning about the power of the pause right now. And
Pause.
I thought,
Piggy's favorite word.
well, their defense is really good and their offense is lousy. So like their defense is holding teams,
Basically.
But like other teams with top 5 defenses, let me pull it up right now. So your top 5 teams in the NBA by defensive rating: number 1, OKC Thunder. They usually win games by 1,000,000 points, right? Number 2, the Pistons. They also usually win games by a lot. Number 3, the Mavs. Number 4, the Heat. They've won quite a few games. The Cavs, number 5. They've won quite a few games.
Great teams, man.
All of those teams are also in the top, except for the Cavs, top 10 on offense. I guess Miami's not anymore. They're
And the
13th
Cavs didn't have
now.
Darius Garland for like half the year.
Yeah. So those teams are really good at offense and defense. So, like they're just, but the Mavs are going to be stuck in this sludgy, 102-95 basketball for the rest of the season. It's going to be really tough. You got to make some shots.
And I was thinking about just writing something on I thought that just coming to the year, not knowing, I knew what I knew about the teams from watching the games, but I didn't cover the teams. I said, maybe the Mavs will be similar to the Houston Rockets model of the offense is not going to be they're not going to shoot efficient all the time. The goal is we're going to get some offensive rebounds. We're going to make it ugly, but we're going to win through the offensive rebounds and kickouts and that kind of stuff. But the Mavs actually don't rebound the basketball on the offensive end that well. Actually, the bottom 5 in that category. And a big thing we're talking about is the injuries. So it's, Dereck Lively and Anthony Davis not being able to play. We really actually have never seen this big Mavs lineup that was kind of supposed to be the focal point of the team. I mean, it'd be like if Houston lost 2 of their centers. Like, they're a good team, but if they lose kind of their identity, then more pressure goes onto some players, like an Amen Thompson, who's a good player. But if he now has to score 30 points a game, it becomes a different type of usage. So I thought that the Mavs would do that more, but players are going to have to rebound better, especially on the offensive end from even P.J. Washington. Cooper Flagg's been actually solid there for his position, and Max Christie doesn't really rebound the basketball. And it's going to be some of those players going to have to chip in because they're going to have to try to get some easier points just from the kind of those ugly plays like that.
You see that super chat?
Yeah. And it's going to be tough to score
You know
in the
that
clutch
song? That's a song from my youth.
Baby, come back.
You can blame it all. I can't sing.
Yeah. I thought we
It
were
was
gonna
great.
get
Those 2 glorious seconds. Classic
those 2
Penny Lover,
glorious seconds.
$1.99. Need a parody of "Baby, Come Back" to
That
"Luka,
is
Come
funny.
Back."
That is
You
funny,
can blame it all on me.
There we go.
2028 is only 3 years away. That's all I'll say about Luka coming back one day. Tanner, well, I guess Ron, do you have any sad notes to share? Or do you want to talk about what we're thankful for?
I think we've been pretty sad tonight. I mean, I could read. I do have Dereck Lively's injury history. Reading them, I could read.
Oh no!
every
Please,
injury.
God,
Okay, I won't
if
do
you
it.
started now, you might be done by the game on Friday.
Luka,
all right?
come
we
back.
don't have that much time.
You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live. And I just can't live without you.
Activate Tanner.
There we
Cam.
go.
Go. Yeah. All right, Tanner. Let's start with you because we froze you out of the trivia.
No, that's
just now.
okay. I could contribute.
Tanner, what are you thankful for this holiday season?
Cooper Flagg and
nice.
Nico. What does that mean to say Nico being fired?
If that's what you're happy for, if what you're happy for.
If you okay,
we can move on.
He still
The
gets paid,
fact
doesn't
that
he?
we can try and move on as Mavs fans because Nico's gone. Maybe I'll.
You
word
could
it
say
that
I'm
way.
grateful for the Mavericks' organizational decision. How about that?
There we
Corporate
go. I'll go
Bobby
with that.
chiming in,
I'll
reporting
go
for
with
duty.
that. Yes,
Corporate
yes, I'll
Bobby.
go with that. And yeah, the fact that we have Cooper Flagg and this job and getting to watch Mavs games with y'all.
Aw. Thanks, Tanner.
And Marc Stein essays that I get to do.
Oh, no, that's nice.
Yeah,
I'm
speaking of,
thankful
you gotta.
I'm thankful for Tanner's
Mark,
editing.
You owe us.
Yeah.
You owe us a couple of those right now. Actually, just kidding. What are you thankful for, Mark?
The person who said, "Let's do the lyrics to Baby Come Back." and change them.
That changed Mark's whole night.
Luka come back. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything
All right,
about
hang on.
you.
Video essay.
Yeah.
We need a parody of Baby Come Back.
Oh my God.
You do not want. I can't even. I tried to sing one.
How's your
sentence,
falsetto?
And it was terrible. Dude,
great.
I can't sing.
Luka,
man.
come back.
No, you're not. You're not
It was
helping.
anything a Mavs fan could see.
Oh my God. No.
It was
Do not
nothing
clip
a
that,
fool
Tanner.
could see.
Nope. Clipping this
It
whole.
was
At least
nothing.
you all are
It was
enjoying
something
this.
Nico couldn't see.
Well, maybe they're enjoying
You know
it.
what's gonna happen now? Well, I won't. Ben's gonna like.
This song's from
some AI
1977.
Ben
song.
is gonna AI this.
This-
Oh
song.
my
No, G
God.
and Ben is just writing lyrics.
This
right now.
song is from 1977.
Dang,
Same year
77.
Fish to Save Pittsburgh came
I
out.
think my dad was born in 77.
Couple years before that.
Nah, he's born like
Fish
70.
Should Save Pittsburgh was
Five.
79.
$1.99. Who sings "Baby Come Back" from Classic Sting Lover?
Come on, man.
If this is for me, I'm cooked.
Player. That's the name of the group.
Oh, really?
I'm cooked.
Oh, wow.
I told you this was for me. I'm sorry. That was, I wonder if my dad would know that. He was born around that year. So like, even though he was alive, he might not like remember who wrote the song.
What are you thankful for, Ron?
Luka, come back.
Okay, I'm gonna mark that.
I was getting clipped. But ooh. Oh, well, one, I'm thankful for this position. As somebody that's always wanted to cover pro sports, it's like finally get your opportunity is very gratifying. Makes you very happy because, I was doing a cool job before. I've always enjoyed covering sports, but I didn't necessarily like want to cover that specific level of sports. I think I should phrase it like that. But I still enjoy it 'cause I love sports, but you don't want to cover that level. So to be at this level, I'm very thankful for that. I'm very happy about it.
Nice. Very nice. I am like Tanner. I'm thankful that the Mavs moved on. I'm thankful that part of this era is over, man. It was just exhausting to talk about. It was exhausting to have to live through.
Yes.
Mhm.
And there was everyone in the chat there was an argument every single day about it. There was arguments online
Really?
every single day. Oh yeah.
Every day in the chat was
Yeah,
arguing.
because like in the offseason, there were a lot of people that were excited, that had high expectations, and they were like, "Move on, this team is good." And it's like, I don't know about that, man, but so it's just
Yeah.
there was just conflict, and so I'm happy that that's over. I feel a new energy, covering this team. Even seeing Ryan Nembhard play in the fourth quarter tonight, I was like, all right, let's go. Like even though it was the same result and the same kind of game script, it was different seeing Nembhard in there, and it's been fun to watch some new Mavs, and it's been fun to see this organization figured out, and it's also been fun to see Mavs fans come back, like Superchat Ardell. I saw him in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's in there right now. Ardell, if you're still in the chat,
And no joke,
then you're
seriously,
awesome.
the live crowds for all of these games.
Oh, it's been great.
Clutch loss after clutch loss after clutch loss
Yeah.
after dagger after the live crowds for every game have been unbelievable.
Yeah,
They've
so-
been a lot better. I mean, genuinely.
Yeah, no, and so thank you to all of you for watching. But I think that's also a reflection that of people's enthusiasm for this team now after what happened, and even if the team is lousy, and even if they're going to be losing some games for the rest of the year, I think everyone is just more excited now than they were 3 months ago, or 8 months ago, or especially 9 months ago. Almost 10 months now. Geez, even though we're staring down a Friday.
Yeah, I also am very happy for George Pickens. That's what somebody said in the comments. I am also very thankful and happy that George Pickens is a Dallas Cowboy, and hopefully we'll get to see him with a 5-year contract after this season.
Garbo Flow. So this is an interesting point. So Garbo Flow, Nembhard is the first target for Miami on defense. We need real players for once, please. That's the thing, though. I mean, the point guards on this team are not very good. So the fact that Nembhard was clearly the best tonight that's not a great thing. I mean, they need to upgrade for sure. But I think that tonight was a really good illustration of that.
And none of them are good on defense. Like D'Lo's not a good defender.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks
not a
were
good
going at
defender.
D'Lo.
It's
Yeah.
like-
I mean, it's tough, man.
Knicks,
And-
Mike Brown said find D'Lo.
And once Kyrie comes back, teams are going to go at him too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
Kyrie's
just
not a
tough.
good defender,
It's
so-
tough. All right, Kyrie is.
We
fine.
ran out of time though to ask the question that I wanted to ask.
What's that?
Thanksgiving, traditional food or non-traditional food?
Well, we can go to overtime. What do you think, Tanner?
That can be the mini pod.
Oh, we do have a super chat. I'm sorry, we got to get to it. Ira John again, thank you. Super chat, Ira, back again. Let's go.
At the buzzer.
$5. Say we don't get any good first round picks in future trades. With this deep class, do we trade down to get better picks?
No.
Then Rick Rude, I think, is a wrestler. I'll ask Kevin the next time I see him if he can do that.
Definitely sounds like a wrestler now.
It depends on where the Mavs fall in the draft, but I think if they get in the top 5, stay there. I would not trade down. Unless it's like you trade down from like 3 to 7, but somehow get a first round pick next year too, or something.
If the New Orleans Pelicans want to do something again,
if Joe
we'll take
Dumars
it.
calls, yeah.
But no.
All right.
Fast Channel 59 alert.
Any last words? Any last words? Any last words? All right, that's it. Hey, I'm also thankful for Marc Stein. I'm thankful for Ron Harad Jr. I'm thankful for Tanner. I'm thankful for Kevin Gray. I'm thankful for Abby Jones. I'm thankful for each and every one of you for hanging out with us here tonight on the DLLS Mavs podcast. It's a 106-102 Mavs L to those dreaded, hated Miami Heat. We will be back with you on Friday night for pregame before the Mavs take on the Lakers. We'll be doing a watch-along that night too. So clear your calendar. Come hang out with us on the internet. Until then, have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving. Spend some time with your family or your friends or yourself. Hey, whatever it is, I hope it's great. Be a good person. Enjoy, and we will see you soon. All right? Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.